Okay, so welcome to the art of binding in yoga. Now in binding, this is extended side angle, and both arms are in internal rotation and they usually go behind the back. Now something to think about, if you've ever seen the film Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino, the inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. So when we're using our arms, as you can see, I'm using my arm to rotate inward into internal rotation. I'm not just turning my arm, but I'm going to lead with my body. So I'm going to get extra length. As you can see, I'm lengthening with the reach of my spine, the reach of my lats. So every inch helps to give you more space and maneuverability. So as you can see, I'm engaging through my right side to lengthen, and then using that length to rotate my arm behind my back. So a good place to start is just to have your arm straight, and again practice your internal rotation, taking the arm backwards. So if you think when you squeeze your shoulder blades and you bring your arm through the center, you're closing the gap. So never be afraid to use props in your yoga practice, and using sitting on a block helps me to lift my spine. And as you can see, I've got my thumb up and I'm trying to connect my armpit to my elbow, and then I turn my thumb inward. So again, getting that thoracic extension is really key, and Humble Warrior is a great one. The arms to interlace the fingers or maybe open the palms, and then to generate the energy, squeeze those shoulder blades, lift the chest, and to get used to the arms behind the back. And again, if you noticed, I just flipped my thumb and opposing fingers down. This will change your grip. It might not be as strong, but it's really great in balancing the shoulders, and that's an Iyengar yoga technique. Another technique is just to take the arms again into internal rotation and just to pulse the arms up. It will kind of get used to you activating your scapula to really engage the movement of the arms, which will come into play when we start to work our binds. But a nice little strength component, if you want to work through the inframappus, is to find yourself in a reclined position with the elbows in line with the shoulders, and then just to take any kind of weight, usually something lower than 5 kilograms, and it's like the sleeper position where we just take the elbows down to the earth and then to bring it back up nice and slowly, and just allowing that stretch through the front of the shoulder, but also that bend in the elbow will help with the binding later on. So Marichyasana A in Ashtanga Primary series is a great seated posture to practice your bind. So I place a hand in between my foot and my leg, and this will give me enough space so my shoulder can reach forward. So again, you're trying to find that length as you reach, and try to take the arm inward around the leg, and the other arm extends, internal rotation, and then to clasp the fingers behind the back. So again, using some blocks will really help for you to create that leverage to lean forward. So as we close that knee, I'm going to use the support of the blocks to lengthen my spine, and really the key is just to reach. So if your hand can reach your foot, that's great, but then to take the block and to sweep it around. So just to give your arm a bit of extension. So just get used to that motion of wrapping the knee into the armpit, and then to take the hand behind the back and to grab the block behind you. Then lift the chest tall to get that thoracic extension and to generate that energy through the spine. And then sitting on the block to then take it to a higher setting, to reach from up, from down, rotate to bend, and then backhand is going to reach all the way back. Again, keep extending, rotating and clasping fingers behind the back. So Marichyasana E is taking one leg into hero's pose, the quad stretch, and then the other knee bent. And again, as you see, I'm applying the same technique of just reaching forward, again lengthening through my spine, creating those inches. And again, don't be afraid to use any support, because that will just help ground you and to give you enough time to kind of like work the whole body to find those inches. So another good pose to actually obviously work your lower hip mobility is lizard pose. So the hands are parallel to the feet, and once you get comfortable is to maybe use some blocks to rest the elbows or forearms. But you could also use the block to reach forward and to lengthen the spine. So not try rounding, but really finding it in extension, taking it into an active lizard. Again, you want to try to see if you can create space, and it's always about dropping that shoulder into that space of that 90-degree angle of your leg. Then is to take the hand to the ankle and then to shuffle the shoulder through, and again to apply the same technique of arm inward and then wrapping behind the back. Again, finding those inches, lengthening with the other arm, and then taking wrists or fingers behind the back. So this will then work into your extended side angle, which you can take from your warrior 2. So again, just to reiterate, just try to create space. Think about your whole body, not just trying to bind and reach with your arms, but reach with your entire body to create space. I think is the key to binding. In the future, I am going to do a video like the water salutation practice, so it's going to include a lot of binding, and I'm going to do a video on reverse binding as well. So stay tuned and keep grinding, and see you soon on the next video. Namaste.